Handkerchief dresses and skirts are trending this year. In this video, we are making this sleeveless dress with gathers on the sides that gives it this handkerchief look. We are making this using just 3 yards of fabric. You will definitely get a fuller look if you use 4 yards of fabric, which I highly recommend. You can choose to make it as a dress without a half cut, or you can have a half cut separating the bodies from the skirt, and that is the option we are going for in this video. You're welcome to Kemafrik. My name is Kemi Omorugbe. Let's get to work. As I mentioned earlier, we are drafting a basic bodice and a basic skirt, and we'll be joining the two together, so we'll have a half cut. To draft the basic bodice block, I drew out a margin at the top of my paper, and then I started by taking the shoulder to the bust measurement, which gave me the bust line. Shoulder to the underbust, I have the underbust line. From shoulder to the waistline, where I have the waistline right here. So a vertical measurement taken. Here I placed my tape at the center front and marked the neckline width of 3.5 inches and neckline depth of 3.5 inches. Then I went ahead to connect the 2 points together to get my neckline curve. I marked a shoulder width of 7.75 inches, then dropped the shoulder by 1.5 inch. Then I connected the tip of the neckline to the shoulder drop to make our shoulder slant. Next, to estimate the depth of the chest line, I took the same measurement I took for the shoulder width and added 1 inch to it. There are other methods of estimating the position of your chest line, but that was what I measured, and I have my chest line right here. Now I'm going to be drawing out the dart line. So I took the bust span divided by 2, took that measurement on the waistline and on the bust line, and connected the 2 dots together to give me the dart line. Back to the chest line, I marked the shoulder width on the chest line and connected it to the tip of the shoulder slant like this. Now I am marking out the regular dart of 1 inch on the waistline, but just that I won't be making use of that dart because we'll be contouring this dress. So my regular dart will have just been 1 inch wide towards the waistline, but because we are contouring, I'm going to mark half an inch towards the center front on the underbust line, then 1.5 inch towards the side on the underbust line, and I'll take the same measurement on the waistline, half an inch towards the center front, then 1.5 inch towards the side, and I will connect the underbust line to the waistline. You can actually spread your dart intake evenly. That's 1 inch on both sides, but I just chose this option this time. So now we are creating the bust curve by connecting the dart we opened on the underbust to the bust point. Next, I'll be inputting the circumferences divided by 4. So I took the bust circumference divided by 4, marked it on the chest line, and I took the waist circumference divided by 4, then added my 2 inches dart intake, and I marked it on the waistline, and I will connect these 2 points together. Next, I'll be inputting the side dart. The difference between the front and back half length for this particular size is 2 inches. So I marked it from the bust line downward, and I'll be connecting it to the bust point to create the side dart. Now here is the contoured dart we have created, and this here is the side dart. If you are confused about all of this, I will recommend that you check out the tutorial on how to draft a half scale basic bodice block on this channel. I'll drop the link above and in the description box. For this dress, you can have an armhole princess dart or a shoulder dart. So I'll be making use of a shoulder dart. I measured my shoulder width and divided it into 2, connected it to the bust point. To create a unique armhole, I measured 4.5 inches from the bust point on the shoulder dart, and I connected my markings to the chest line like so. This is not compulsory. I just wanted to reshape the armhole to look different. In order to avoid gaping, I marked half an inch on the new armhole line, and I connected it to the bust point like so. We are going to be transferring this. Now let's move on to the skirt pattern. From the waist, I measured 8.5 inch to locate the hip line. After doing this, I drew out my hip line. Next, I'll be taking the measurement from the waist to the nail, and that gives me the nail line. We'll get back to taking the length of the skirt, but for now, I took the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch. The dart on the skirt is just 1 inch. I marked the position on the waistline, and I also marked the dart position to align with what I took out for the front, which was 4 inches. I took the same measurement on the hip line and on the nail line. Then I drew out the skirt dart line. I extended it downward just because we are going to be cutting the skirt through along the dart line. For the length of the dart, I took 2.5 inches above the hip line, and for the width, I have half an inch on both sides of the dart leg. So I connected the width to the apex of the dart like so. Next, I'll be going ahead to take out the horizontal measurement. I took the waist circumference divided by 4 and added my 1 inch dart intake. I took that measurement on the waistline. Then on the hip line, I have the hip circumference divided by 4. I took the measurement on the hip line. The full skirt length I'll be using for this is 30 inches. So the skirt is a midi length skirt. Here is the hemline. I then proceeded to extend the dart leg to that point. Now, to get the width I'll be using for the hemline, I took out 2 inches from the markings I made on the hip line, and I took the measurement on the hemline right there, and I connected the waistline to the hip line and the hip line to the hemline like so. Now let's carve out the pattern for the side gathers. So I'll be marking 2.5 inches downward from the waistline on the side of the skirt pattern right here, and I'll be connecting that measurement to the hip line, making use of a curve. You can just make this using your hand, guys. I initially used my pencil to just carve out the shape I wanted to see. Then I went in with my marker pen to highlight it so you guys can see it more visibly right there. Now you can choose to extend your dart to blend into the side carving right there. That way you can transfer that dart and you won't have to, have the upper part of the skirt in pieces. Or you can simply cut out your dart and sew the two pieces together. Now I'll be closing up this dart so I can contour the center front of this skirt just a little bit. So I came downward by half an inch and I'll be cutting that part out. Okay, I'm using my curve to just reshape the waistline curve on this skirt. So this will help avoid smile lines on the lower part of, the skirt, the upper part of the skirt rather. So I cut that out and I'll be labeling my pattern and cutting it out. Now we no longer need this side piece. We are going to be replacing it with a straight fabric, so we are disposing of it. But you can just take some measurements to know where to start creating your gathers from when we get to that. Now this is what I was explaining. You can close up this dart so that way you don't have to join these two sides together, or you can cut it off and sew your dart. I chose to cut out the dart and I ended up sewing them back together. Now we'll be doing some final work on the bodice. In order to close up the side darts, I went ahead to cut open the waist dart, and that way it gave me freedom to close up the side dart. I also went ahead to transfer the contouring we have in between the armhole and the neckline right there. After doing this, you will need to do what we call truing in order to make your pattern straight at this side. Now I'll be cutting out the panels of the front bodice. Now we have the pattern set for the front. We'll proceed to work on the back bodice. Here is the back piece for the basic bodice. Of course, we have a zipper allowance at the center back. Then I took the measurement for the shoulder and marked it. Then the measurement for the neckline width of 3.5 inch and neckline depth of 1 inch. Then I went ahead to drop the back shoulder by only 1 inch. Then we connected that to the tip of the neckline. As for the chest line, we used the same measurement we used for the front. That's the width of the shoulder plus 1 inch to estimate the depth of the chest line. Then the next line here is the waistline, and the back half length is shorter than the front half length by 2 inches. Now I'll be marking the bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line and the waist circumference divided by 4 on the waistline. Then I'll add the 1 inch that allowance to that measurement. We are going to be connecting these 2 points together. To position the dart for the back, I measured 4 inches from the center back line right there. I marked it on the chest line and on the waistline to create the dart line. Now I want to create the modified armhole for this piece. From the tip of the neckline, I measured 2.5 inches to the side. And in order to get this accurately, I'll be taking the measurement on the front body. So I'll be measuring the distance from the shoulder. It was about 8 inches, so I took 8 inches downward on the back pattern as well from the point I dotted earlier on. So I took 8 inches downward. So I'll be measuring the distance from the center back to the dots we marked on the shoulder line right there, and I'll come downward and take that same measurement. So we can now connect these two dots together, and then from that point I will create the new armhole slant. It is no longer a curve at this point, so we have this shape right here. Like I said earlier on, this is not compulsory. For the back darts, I will be marking 1 inch on both sides of the dart leg and connecting it to the chest line. Now let's move on to drafting the pattern for the skirt. I measured the waist to hip depth right here, and it was 8.5 inches. Do well to take your own body measurements. These are not standards, right? So having marked that, I then measured from the waist to the length, the midi length we are going for, which was 30 inches, right? So I marked that out to get the hem for the back piece. Now to the horizontal measurements. On the hip line, I divided the hip circumference by 4 and took my markings right here. While on the hem line, I took away 2 inches from the measurements I took on the hip line, and I marked it along the hem line. For the back piece, we are making use of the same 1 inch dart allowance on the bodice and on the skirt. So I'm connecting the waistline, which was the waist circumference divided by 4 plus the dart intake, of course, to the hip line and to the hem. Now we want to create the dart line for the skirt. So I marked the same 4 inches I took on the waistline. I marked it on the hip line and on the hem line to draw out our straight dart line, which extends from the hem to the waistline. For the back dart, we are taking 4.5 inches from the waistline. That's done. We can now connect the waistline to the chest line on the bodice. Let us contour the center back a little bit to avoid the zipper bulge. I came inward on the zipper allowance by 0.75 inch and I connected that measurement all the way up. So we are going to now blend it back into the pattern just above the hip line right there, so that you have a curvy hip, not a sharp one, right? So we took that bulge, that curve gradually. So this is the part we'll be cutting out. It does not mean that your zipper allowance is no longer there. No, it's just more curvy, not straight. Now I'll be adding 1/2 inch back at the side. You can actually do away with it, depends on the size of the person you're working with. If the person has a curvy back, you may not need to replace at the side. So here we go. I'll be making use of this pattern that we cut out from the front. I'll be replicating the same cut at the front, at the back piece as well, so there's no need to start taking measurements all over again. So this is what we are working with right here. I can then go ahead to cut out the pattern. Now we are going to estimate the quantity of fabric you need for your side gathers. In order to know the length you need, you take this measurement from the hem to the part you cut out on your pattern and note it. For me, I don't want the side to be as long as what we have at the front, so I took about 20 inches as my length, the length of the side gathers. There is a part of this side fabric that will not be gathered, so I'm taking the measurement from the hem to the point I notched. Basically, that notch represents the beginning of the gathers, so I'm noting that measurement. You multiply that measurement by 2. Whatever you have, multiply by 2 because you need it for the front and for the back, right? Now you're going to take the measurement again for the curvy part. Measure the distance between your notch, that's the beginning of the curve, and the side of your pattern. Multiply it by 2. So this is the part you are going to be gathering on. So whatever you get here, multiply by 2 so that you have the value for the front and the back. Then multiply that value by 3 to get average fullness for your gathers. So if you want it fuller, you can add more, maybe multiply it by 4. And if you don't have enough fabric, you can just multiply by 2. So already you can picture what you have at the end of the day, so you're not just doing some guesswork, right? So now you're going to add the measurements you just got for the curve. That's the distance you measured multiplied by 2 for the back times 3. You're then going to add it to the measurement for the straight part. That's the part you are not gathering on. So that is the length of fabric you will need for your gathers. I just hope you understand this. Once you have that, you can go ahead to cut 2 of that, one for the left, one for the right. This is the fabric you'll be using to create your handkerchief gathers at the side of the dress. After doing my own calculation, we needed a length of 20 inches, and for the width, we needed 3 yards of fabric. Unfortunately, we only had 2.5 yards in width, and that was what I ended up using. So like I said earlier on, if you want a full look on your dress, please go for at least 3.5 yards of fabric. If you're working with crepe has a length of 60 inches. Okay, so you need 3.5 yards of fabric, but you can manage 3 yards like I did in this tutorial. Now I'm going ahead to separate my own panels. Like I said, you don't have to do this, you can just close up your dart. I'm labeling, and then I'll proceed to transfer these patterns to fabric. For this dress, you may want to add lining, but I ended up making use of facing. In the next tutorial, I'm going to be putting you through the pattern transfer process, cutting out the facing, and then we'll go ahead to sew and finish up this dress. Make sure you don't miss that for anything. That video will be included in the cards you will see soon. Once again, this is Kemafrik. My name is Kemafrik. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.